Hi everybody, Paul Haywood here. Welcome to the channel. This is where I post saxophone video lessons to help you be the best saxophone player that you can be. Now, I see players of all abilities fiddling around and getting frustrated putting their reed on their mouthpiece or having to adjust it. Now, over the years I've developed a little method that works for me. It's quick and it's easy, and I thought I'd share it with you to hopefully get rid of some of that frustration and fiddling around. So in a previous video, which I'll link in the description, I showed you how to put the reed on the mouthpiece and get it in just the right position, and also how to fine-tune the position to affect the tone slightly to your own liking. But I thought it'd be good to do a nice little follow-up video to show you this little technique, which saves me some time, will hopefully save you some time too. Now, since starting to keep my reeds wet, which I talked about in another recent video, I have to put my reeds on and off the mouthpiece every time I play. I even do it when I take a break in my practice because I don't want my reeds to dry out. So this little technique has really saved me a lot of time. Let me know in the comments if you find the process of putting your reeds on a little bit fiddly and annoying, and also if the technique that I show you now actually helps speed that process up and gets rid of some of that frustration. So it's really simple, and there's only three things you really need to remember. First of all, you need a nice loose ligature. Secondly, you need to wet the bass, and thirdly, use your thumbs. Okay, so the basics. If you don't keep your reeds wet like I do, then what you need to do is either soak your reed before you put it on the mouthpiece, or just pop it in your mouth and a little bit of saliva get onto the face of it. Like that. So just leave it in your mouth just for a short while. That's why you're doing something like putting the rest of your saxophone together or getting your music out. It doesn't need to be long. Now, I'll normally hold my reed in my mouth while I do this next step, so imagine I'm doing that. I'll just put that down a minute. Now take your mouthpiece and ligature, whether your ligature's on there or whether you need to put it on there, but put it on there, or if it's already there, loosen it up, and you want a really nice loose ligature. Alright, so hold your mouthpiece with your ligature on, then you get your reed out of your mouth and you're going to lick the base of it like that, just to get it slightly wet, and then push it in that way. Now, the reason we put the ligature on first and then slide that in, okay, is if we do it this way, no matter how careful you are, there's always the risk that you're in a rush or you get distracted and you can just catch the tip of the reed. And we all know how annoying it is when you break a really good reed. So make sure your ligature is loose enough, hold it, and then get the reed in position. Ignore the ligature, that can move around and go wherever it wants, it doesn't matter. You just concentrate on getting the reed in the right spot. For a more detailed explanation of getting the reed in the right spot, check out the video that I linked in the description. You get it in the right spot, and here's the thing that a lot of people don't do. Right, you just grab the mouthpiece and the reed like that. Okay, so my thumb is on quite far up the reed, alright? If we do it down here, too far near the tip of the reed, it's very delicate there, and if you squeeze there you could crack the reed, so don't push any pressure there. So we're grabbing the reed there, we've got the reed in the right place, and now we're clamping it basically between our thumb and finger. That means that we've then got the ability to move the ligature into just the right spot, really tighten it up, and then always just take the time to just check that nothing's moved, and if it has, loosen it slightly, and this is where I do it, I angle it from the base and just straighten it up, tighten it up. Okay, so that was a reasonably long-winded explanation of something that I said is going to save you time. So let me give you a little demonstration in real time without me worrying about putting reeds in and out my mouth and talking you through every step. So I'll be getting my mouthpiece and ligature out of the case like this, mouthpiece with ligature on, done up. My reeds are in my wet box, staying nice and humid. So we'll start by getting a reed out into the mouth. Job done. In the perfect position, hasn't moved at all. So obviously what we're doing is getting in position, clamping it with the thumb and the finger in a nice strong part of the reed so it can't move. That way you can squeeze it nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere whilst you adjust this ligature. You can move the ligature back, forward without it moving, twist the ligature around, get it in just the right spot, and that reed's going to stay exactly where you put it. Always give it a quick check afterwards just to make sure things haven't moved, but the reason this is so good is because grabbing it like that means that the reed generally doesn't move as you sort the ligature out. It's a really quick way of doing it. It's what I do for every gig. Loosen it, reed off, into the wet box, tighten her up, into the case. Perfect every time. Now it might take you a little bit of practice doing this a few times to get the knack of it and get it feeling comfortable and quick and easy to the point where it actually saves you any time in fiddling and frustration. But give it a go and I'm pretty sure it will save you some time. Now everyone does things differently and I bet some of you guys have got good methods that you've developed for quickly putting on reeds without having to fiddle around with them too much. I'd love to hear about those, and I'd also love you to let me know if this little technique saves you some time and some hassle. So let me know about that in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by hitting the like button. It means a huge amount to me and it encourages YouTube to share this content with other saxophone players like yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to catch future videos, and I'll see you next time.